Hey gang, welcome back to my channel. Jane here, and today we're going to reshape one of my popular square patterns. We're going to break free from the classic square shape and work my zippy square pattern into a hexagon shape. We're going to go from 4 corners to 6 corners. If you haven't made a hexagon shape yet, then this is a great place to start. The inspiration for this one came from wanting to make a hexagon-shaped blanket. I wanted a simple and quick square that I could use lots of colors in, like the zippy square, and then I realized I could just use the zippy square pattern, but reshape it into a zippy hexagon. I also wanted to try working hexagons together in a join-as-you-go method, so watch for future tutorials on that. I have one that we'll be making a trivet with just 7 of these pieces, and then another one where we'll go full out with a blanket that you'll be able to make as large as you want. But today we're going to focus on just the square, or the hexagon itself. I'm going to be using 3 colors in this tutorial. This teal color, I think it's called Real Teal. This nice golden color, it's called Honey. And this off-white, which is called Parchment. In the original zippy square, this is how the center looked, and then it would just be a square. In this case, I have it shaped like a hexagon. The nice versatility of this square is that you can mix up the colors depending on what round you're working on. It gives you a little bit of a different look. The zippy hexagon will follow the same first 3 rounds as the original zippy square, and then on the 4th round, we shape it into a hexagon by working 6 corners instead of the original 4. So in this tutorial, I'm going to mix it up a little by the center's color is going to come back in on the 3rd round and just give you a little bit different look than the original zippy square. I'm going to be using a 5.0 millimeter hook in this one. Sometimes I'll go up to a 5.5 if I'm making it into a blanket. But in this case, I'm actually going to make this into a trivet, so it's okay that the fabric is a little thicker. You're also going to want a darning needle to work in your ends, and of course, a pair of scissors. The zippy hexagon measures 4 inches from straight edge to straight edge and is 5 rounds total. You can find more information and the free pattern for the zippy hexagon over on my website. I'll leave the link to the blog post in the description below. So gather your supplies and your favorite colors and join me in making the zippy hexagon. So starting with our honey color, we're going to lay it over our palm, cut end facing us. We're going to hold that in place with our thumb, and then we're going to twist our hand around, wrapping the yarn around 2 fingers, back underneath, and we're going to cross it over and hold that with our thumb. And then back to the top, we wrap it around 3 fingers, holding it in place with this baby finger. Now we have the 2 strands. We take our hook, we go under the first strand and over the second, and we hook it, pulling it through, twisting our hook so that the loop is twisted on the hook. Then to secure it, we go back to the strand over the 3rd finger. We hook that and pull it through the loop on the hook. That secures our magic ring in place. We can slip our fingers out now. This counts as our first chain 1, and we're ready to do our first round. Round 1, we're going to continue with our honey color, and we're going to chain another stitch, and we have our chain 2, which counts as our first half double crochet. We're going to chain 1 more stitch. So we have a total of 3 chains here. That counts as our first half double crochet and our first chain 1 space. Wrap the yarn around, and we're going to go in for a half double crochet into the middle of our magic ring. Yarn over, pull up a loop, 3 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through all 3. So that's a half double crochet, and then we do a chain 1. That's what we're going to do into the magic ring for a total of 12 times, and that includes this first chain 3. So if we look at it right now, we technically have 2 of them already done. So we would have to do 10 more. You want to do a half double crochet and a chain 1. One more time, wrap the yarn around, insert into the magic ring, pull up a loop, complete your half double crochet by going yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on the hook, and a chain 1. So you can go ahead and complete that. You want to have a total of 12 half double crochets and 12 chain 1s, and I'll meet you back at the end to finish off the round. Now I've done all my half double crochets and all my chain 1s. So we'll have a total of 12, including this chain 3 at the beginning, which counts as half double crochet, chain 1. Before we close off our join, what I want to do is pull up the magic ring. So drop the working yarn to the back and take the cut end, and now you want to pull on it. So I take my finger and my thumb of the same hand that my hook is in and hold right at the last stitch I made, and then I pull on the magic ring. So I pull for a little bit and then I reset it because it's not pulled all the way in. And then I place my thumb and finger there again and finish off the pull, pulling on my left hand. And you can see it's pretty much cinched all the way in. I can cinch it a little more if I want to when I darn this end in. So that's good enough for now. I just want to be able to join my round. So I finish off this round because I have a chain 1 here. I'm just going to slip stitch in the second chain of the beginning chain 3, pull the yarn through and through the loop on the hook. That joins the round, and now I'm going to cut my yarn because I'm starting a new one on the next round. So I take my scissors and I cut about 4 inches or so, pull the yarn through, and now I'm ready to start round 2. I've cinched this in a little bit more, and now I want to get my parchment color, which is really just the off-white, and I'm ready to start the next round. And again, this is just like the center of the zippy square. So I want to do a single crochet in any one of these chain 1 spaces. I do that by first I wrap the yarn around the hook. See, I'm holding it at the back with my finger so it doesn't run away on me. Then I go into one of these chain 1 spaces underneath the cut end of the parchment, pull up a loop. I have 2 loops on the hook and I complete the first single crochet. That's how I like to do my joining single crochets. Then we do a chain 1, and this is what we're going to do all the way around. So I'm going to work a single crochet in the next chain 1 space, and then a chain 1. Single crochet in the next chain 1 space, and then a chain 1. That's what this round is all about. Single crochet chain 1 in every single one of these chain 1 spaces. You're not working in the stitches, you're working in the chain 1 spaces. So I'm going to let you complete this round working your single crochets in the chain 1 spaces and a chain 1, and where you're going to have 12 single crochets and 12 chain 1 spaces. I'll meet you back here at the end of the round and we'll finish off round 2. Back at the end of round 2, I have 12 single crochet and 12 chain 1 spaces, and I'm going to join in this first single crochet. So I insert the hook under the 2 loops of that stitch, yarn over, pull through, and pull through the loop on the hook. We've joined the round, and now I can go ahead and cut my yarn and pull that all the way through. The next round, normally in the zippy square, I move to the last color and work it the rest of the way. But in this particular square, I'm going to go back to this center color. So let's take a look at our square. And you'll see we've done this brown and we've done this white. And now I'm working on the next round, which brings this center color back in. And again, the original zippy square just moved on to the next color. So see how different they can look if you play around with the colors. So bringing the gold and brown back in. Now I know some people will say, but you just cut that color. Why didn't I leave it at the back? Because I'm joining in the chain spaces, it actually creates a little bit of a lump. If I leave it at the back and try to pick it up, I can't pick it up in a stitch. I want to pick it up in a chain space. So I'd have to kind of drag it across a little bit. And I find myself that it creates a little bit of a pull and a little bit of extra bulk back there. I usually work my ends in as I go, so I don't mind cutting them because I'm just so used to working them in. At some point, one of these tutorials, I'll do the whole thing showing you how I work my ends in for the entire square. If you would like to see that, comment in the comment section below and let me know that you really like to see a tutorial where I work my ends in the entire square. And I'll do that. So here we have our honey color again, and I'm going to join in any one of these chain 1 spaces for round number 3. I'm going to do a single crochet join. So I wrap my yarn around first, holding it at the back here so it doesn't take off on me. I go into the chain 1 space under the cut end, and then I pull up a loop, and then I pull it through the 2 on the hook, and that's my single crochet. Get rid of some of this extra stuff here. In this round, we're going to chain 2 in between each single crochet. So just like the last round, we're going to do single crochets in every chain space, but there's going to be chain 2s in between this time. So very similar to round 2. Chain 2, single crochet in the next chain 1 space. Chain 2, single crochet in the next chain 1 space. Chain 2, single crochet in the next chain 1 space. So you can see the pattern. This is what you'll do all the way around. See how it kind of pulls the color as if these are just kind of little sections in the middle. I really love the way that looks. So you're going to do single crochet, chain 2 in every one of these chain 1 spaces. You will have, when you get to the end of the round, 12 single crochets and 12 chain 2 spaces. I'll leave you to work that at your own pace, and I'll meet you back here to finish off round 3. We have completed round 3. We have done 12 single crochet and 12 chain 2 spaces all the way around. We're ready to join our round. We want to join in that first single crochet, so insert your hook, yarn over, pull through and through the loop on the hook. And now we want to cut our yarn. Pull that through and we have completed 3 rounds. You could do this as well for the Zippy square because these are the same first 3 rounds as the Zippy square. Just a little bit of a different look because we chose to change our color to the original color we started with on the 3rd round. Our 4th round is where we're going to do the hexagon shaping, and we're going to bring in our real teal, it's called. Here we want to join in any one of the chain 2 spaces. So just pick any chain 2 space. Again, I move a little further over from where I finished, just so I'm not bulking up these yarns. Insert the hook into the chain 2 space and pull up a loop. Now we want to have a chain 5 to start with. So this is just our join. Now we want to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. This chain 5 represents our first double crochet and our first chain 2 space. Now I want to do a regular double crochet in the same chain 2 space I just joined into. So wrapping my yarn around the hook, insert into that chain 2 space, pull up a loop, and complete your double crochet by going 2 and then yarn over and 2. This is our first corner. Now in a hexagram, we have 6 corners. We have one of our corners completed and we're going to have 5 more. And now chain 1, we have a chain 2 space here. We're going to half double crochet in this chain 2 space. Chain 1. That's all there is to the hexagram repeat. So moving forward, we want to go into the next chain 2 space and we're going to work a corner. So double crochet, wrap the yarn around, insert into that chain 2 space, pull up a loop, wrap the yarn around and pull through 2, wrap the yarn around, pull through 2. That's your double crochet. Chain 2, and another double crochet in that same chain 2 space. And this is going to represent the next corner. Then do a chain 1. Now we want to do a half double crochet in the next chain 2 space. And a chain 1. And that's our next edge. So because there's 6 edges instead of 4, they're a lot shorter. So I'm going to do the repeat one more time and then I'll let you go ahead at your own pace. This is the repeat right here. Double crochet in the next chain 2 space, chain 2, double crochet in the same chain 2 space you just worked in, chain 1, half double crochet in the next chain 2 space, chain 1. That's it right there. You did a double crochet, chain 2, double crochet, and then a chain 1, half double crochet, chain 1. I'm going to complete this round with you. If you want to jump ahead, that's okay. You can meet me at the end of the round, but otherwise, let's keep working this round stitch by stitch. Double crochet in the next chain 2 space, chain 2, double crochet in the same chain 2 space, chain 1, half double crochet in the next chain 2 space, chain 1, double crochet in the next chain 2 space, chain 2, double crochet in the same chain 2 space, chain 1, half double crochet in the next chain 2 space, chain 1, double crochet in the next chain 2 space, chain 2, double crochet in the same chain 2 space, chain 1. We have 1 chain 2 space left, so we want a half double crochet in there and chain 1. Now we've come to the end of the round. So we finished with our half double crochet chain 1. Now we want to join it by working a slip stitch in the 3rd chain of this beginning chain 5. So count up 3, 1, 2, and 3. This represents the double crochet part. And you're going to pull the yarn through and through the yarn or the loop on the hook. And we're not cutting our yarn. Almost grabbed my scissors. But we are not grabbing our yarn because we have one more round to work in this color and then we're finished. Round 5 is going to be our final round and I'm going to be working it in the teal. So I have not cut the yarn. Now I want to be working in the chain spaces only. So I need to slip stitch into the next chain space in order to start there, as if I was joining my yarn there. So insert your hook into that next chain space, wrap the yarn around and pull up a loop, and pull it through the loop on the hook. So in addition to the join slip stitch, we did a slip stitch into the next chain space. So you're just moving around the piece to the place where you want to start. So starting here, I need to chain 1 and then work a single crochet in that chain space. This will be the beginning of my corner, so now I need to chain 2 and single crochet back into that same chain space that I just worked in, and that creates my corner. So we're really just following around the hexagon shape, but we're going to do a little border. So let's bring this one back in and just take a look at what we're doing. We're just creating this last little border around the hexagon to give it a nice finished look. So we did our little corner here, and now I want to chain 2. Single crochet in the next chain space, and chain 2. Single crochet into this next chain space, and chain 2. Now we've moved to the next corner on our hexagon. So now I want to insert my hook into that corner and work a single crochet, chain 2, and another single crochet into that same space, and that's turning my corner. Let's take a look at what we've done. We've just created a nice edge along here. So let's work along the next edge, and we're going to chain 2, single crochet in the next chain space, chain 2, single crochet in the next chain space, and chain 2. And now we're back to the corner. So you can see the repeat here is working in the corner, you do a single crochet, chain 2, single crochet. Then you do chain 2, single crochet in the next chain space, chain 2, single crochet in the next chain space, chain 2. That's the repeat. So let's do it again. Corner is single crochet, chain 2, single crochet in the same space, chain 2, single crochet in the next chain space, chain 2, single crochet in the next chain space, chain 2. You've reached the next corner. Working in that corner, single crochet, chain 2, single crochet in the same space, chain 2. That's your corner. Single crochet in your next chain space, chain 2, single crochet in the next chain space, chain 2. So always chain 2s across the entire side. No chain 1s here. And we have 2 more corners to go, so let's keep going. Single crochet in your next corner, chain 2, and single crochet in that same corner, chain 2. Now it's a single crochet in the next chain space, chain 2, oops, and everything falls off. Put that back on. That was a chain 1 and a 2. Single crochet in the next chain space, chain 2. Finally onto our last corner here, single crochet, chain 2, single crochet in that same space. All of that into the corner space. Chain 2, single crochet in the next chain space, coming up to the end here, chain 2, and we're in our last chain space here, single crochet, chain 2, and you see that we've reached the corner again where we started. You want to slip stitch in this first single crochet and pull it through the loop on the hook. Now I can cut my yarn because I'm done. Pull it through and you've finished your Zippy Hexagon. And that completes the Zippy Hexagon. This is such a quick and easy piece to make and great for using lots of colors and for scrap busting. Play around with the color combos and mix it up as to the number of colors and what rounds to use the colors in. Really changes up the look of the piece when you do this. Stay tuned for more tutorials on how I use this piece. We'll be making a trivet, joining them with a similar join as you go method as the original square, and then we'll make a whole bunch of them and join them into a full-on hexagon-shaped blanket. If you enjoyed this tutorial, please give it a thumbs up and remember to subscribe to my channel so you're sure to catch all my tutorials as they come out. Thanks for joining me today, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.